Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for the 1964 Haru Basho, Day 13. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that included below. As usual, to sync up the audio commentary with the video coverage, I will count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N, in 1, I'll click play. You'll do the same and we'll be in sync for the day's action. Without any further ado, I'll start the countdown and get us going here. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. Alright, to Senior Yokozuna, Kashiwado and Taiho, tied for the lead, undefeated so far, 12 straight wins. Coming into day 13. Packed house here, it looks like. The Osaka Prefectural Gymnasium. First up is Wakatenryu. A loss here could mean demotion from this division, potentially. Up against Kiminishiki, Juryo guest from the Tatsunami stable. Kiminishiki, a bit of a Kachiage forearm blast in there. Now he's trying to wrap up the arms of Wakatenryu, but Wakatenryu is in very deep Morozashi here. But Kiminishki's doing a decent job to break the grip, but a nice drag down from Wakatenryu there. He's got a Maimitsu, both hands on the very front of the belt, and pulls forward, a little Dashinage pulling throw. So Wakatenryu avoids Makekoshi, moves to 6 and 7, and Kiminishiki falls further down to 5 and 8. Alright, now it's Asasegawa Shinyumaku. He's also on the edge of Makekoshi today, up against Kane no Hana in the same boat, so one of these two is headed for a losing record. It is their first meeting. And blasting in is Kane no Hana, pushing at the chest, trying to pull down a little bit here, coming in low again and pushing. Asasegawa's hanging on, but not able to move Kane no Hana back. Kane no Hana keeps shoving forward, blasts in, even as Asasegawa tries to draw back. Now Asasegawa's got the outside left. Kane no Hana inside right. Asasegawa is pumping in now. Good Gaburi. And wins out Yorikiri. So Asasegawa wasn't really on the offense for the beginning of the bout there. Kane no Hana really dictating the pace, but he held on. And he's still in the game. Moves to 6-7. Kane no Hana, that's his Makekoshi. Alrighty, now we have Udagawa. He already has a losing record. He's up against Fusanishiki, who's trying to stave that off. Udagawa jumps the gun there. It's a 4-4 head-to-head. They're even thus far in their rivalry, so someone here will take the edge today. And both of these Dikishi, well, they were synced up, but neither was quite ready to start, it seemed. Third time's the charm. Here we go. Good low start from Fusanishiki, but they're already coming to grips, which favors Udagawa. Thankfully, Fusanishiki able to stick on his toes long enough. Oh, but the nod, it looks like it's gone to Udagawa. It seemed to me that he was the one that Fusanishiki had crushed out Udagawa. So it looks like the Gyoji gave the call to Udagawa, but that now the Shinpan are going to review the match. I'm not sure what the Gyoji saw. I certainly didn't see it. It seemed very much to me that Fusanishiki was in control and on top there at the end. Alright, well, it'll be a Tori Naoshi. Looks like they were deemed to have fallen out together at the same time. We'll see how the rematch plays out. Much better start for Fusanishiki. He's in low, hits with the head and shoulders. Grabs the middle of the belt and follows through. So it's one-way traffic. Udagawa gets sent out. Fusanishiki avoids Makekoshi, moves to 6 and 7. Now it's Tamanoshima. Let's see if he can avoid Makekoshi on his top division debut. He's up against Wakanami. It's their first time meeting. Wakanami is trying to move inside with the left. He's deep with that inside left now. Now he's trying to put the outside leg trip on Tamanoshima. Tamanoshima's trying to return the favor, but they're both back on their feet now. So it's deep inside left, outside right for both these Dikishi. Looks like Wakanami is struggling a little bit with his outside right, but Tamanoshima seems relatively comfortable. Wakanami's lifter by trade. He should want to drop his hips and pump up. Tamanoshima, he moves in. Wakanami puts on the outside leg trip as a defense, but Tamanoshima shakes that off, moves in again, and finishes things Yorikiri, or I should say Yoritaoshi. Forward crush out. Tamanoshima finally, I think I implied he was on 5-7. He was actually on 7-5 coming into today. So now, he has his Kachikoshi, a winning record for Tamanoshima on his top division debut. So good for him, he finally cleared 8. Wakanami meanwhile moves to 6-7. Now it's Dewa Nishiki. He is on 5-7. A loss is Makekoshi up against Amatsukaze, who's deep into it already at a 3-9. It's a 4-1 head-to-head in Dewa Nishiki's favor. He catches Amatsukaze and throws him down. Shitate Nage from the left side. So Dewa Nishiki, fairly aggressive there. He seemed to even move forward on the Tachiai rather than kind of holding ground. So maybe he's feeling a little more spirited, a little healthier this time of year. Who's to say? Well, he's staved off a losing score at the very least. Unlike Haguro Yama here, who's already got his Makekoshi. He's up against Tsurugamine, who's already got his Kachikoshi, his winning record. It's a 17-16 head-to-head in Haguro Yama's favor. Very close for these two longtime veterans. And Tsurugamine tries to step to the side and slap down Haguro Yama. Haguro Yama stays on his feet, trying to move in here on the belt. Tsurugamine is trying to muscle his way into a Morozashi, and he does just that. He's double inside and finishes Haguro Yama Yorikiri. So you really see Tsurugamine just a master at a Morozashi at the double inside grip. Just really knows how to work his hands in there. Haguro Yama did a decent job at the start, but was overpowered by a Dikishi, I think, in better form about this time. Tsurugamine moves to his 9th win. And now it's an even head-to-head between the two Dikishi, 17-17. Here's Toyokuni. A win today would be his Kachikoshi up against Fujinishiki. It's a 3-2 head-to-head in Toyokuni's favor, relatively close. And a bit of chest-to-chest. Now some distance between the two. They're pushing away at each other. Fujinishiki seems to be getting a lot more hits on the mark. Toyokuni is sort of on the defense here. Fujinishiki drops in and shoves forward, leading with the head and beating Toyokuni. Toyokuni will have to wait another day at least if he's ever to get his winning score. He moves to 7-6. Fujinishiki, meanwhile, picks up his 4th win, avoids a double-digit losing record, at least for today. And now it's a 3-3 head-to-head between the two, so they're even. Up next, Wakachichibu on 2-10, not in very good shape. He's up against Wakahaguro, same score. It's a 6-5 head-to-head in Wakahaguro's favor. Wakahaguro pushing, he seems to have hit the mark, and that does it. Oshidashi, push-out victory for Wakahaguro. He was very much in form there. Injury and illness seem to have really sapped a lot of power from him, but when he's in form, Wakahaguro. That's really in style for him. Wakachichibu continues to, kind of flutter about. Not in great shape this time out. Here's Haguro Gawa up against Kairyu Yama. It's a 7-4 head-to-head in Kairyu Yama's favor. They're both grapplers. Haguro Gawa likes to lift. Grappling for position there. Inside with the right, outside with the left is Kairyu Yama. He moves Haguro Gawa to the edge and finishes him with a shove to the chest, Yorikiri. Kairyu Yama really seemed to be in control there. Haguro Gawa not able to really get in gear. So Kairyu Yama moves to his 7th win. One more would be his Kachikoshi. Can move into Sanyaku. Depending on how Kyokuni does, we could have a couple of Sanyaku Isegahama Dikishi in the next basho. Well, here's Wakamiyama up against Waka Naruto. 3-1 head-to-head. See, Waka is a pretty popular first character for the Shikona these days. Blasting in was Waka Naruto. He's got the outside left. Got a solid inside right as Wakamiyama. So with grips like this, it should favor Wakamiyama, I think. Especially the longer the match goes on. Waka Naruto's in deep there with the right. But he's inching forward as Wakamiyama. Waka Naruto, a valiant lift effort, but does it clear? Well, that was a good uchari. A pivot throw there from Waka Naruto on the edge. Trying to turn and toss Wakamiyama past him, but judging by the camera work here, it looks like he didn't quite make it. Wakamiyama is a big man to move. So he moves to his 7th win and earns a little Kenshoken. Wakamiyama, he's a real rising star. The youngest Dikishi in this division, heaviest Dikishi in this division. He's from a good stable. Tatsunami. Now the Shinpan are shuffling out here. Wakamiyama's got to make room. He'll have to wait here for a second for everyone to settle in. Alright, everyone's getting situated now. Looks like Nishonoseki Oyakata here, the former Sakanohana. He's Taiho's coach. Well, here's Sawa Hikari. He opened this basho with a bang, but has really faltered in the second week. Up against Tsune Nishiki, who's not doing very well at all in his peak rank. Maegashira 1. It's a 1-0 head-to-head in Tsune Nishiki's favor. Sawa Hikari blasts in with the head. He's got the outside right and finishes Tsune Nishiki Yorikiri. Well, that was pretty aggressive forward-moving sumo from Sawa Hikari. Shakes off a bit of the rust there. Moves to his 7th win. One more Rikachikoshi. Could back up the Banzuke. Well, now it's Hirokawa, the thruster from Miyagi stable, is up against Aono Sato, Tsukitsukaze stable grappler. Blasting in is Hirokawa, hitting the throat, really dropping his hips, letting his gut do some pushing, and finishes Aono Sato. Oshidashi Yorikiri, push out or force out, either way. Hirokawa really brought it today. Is putting in all the energy he can to save his score. He moves to 6-7 now, so yeah, not a losing record yet. At the very top of the Maegashira, if he comes with a Kachikoshi, he can make a Sanyaku debut. So, pretty cool for Hirokawa. Here's Ogi no Hana, a Dewano Umi grappler in very good form up against Myo Budani. On 7 wins, this could be his Kachikoshi. Inside with the right is Ogi no Hana, trying to keep his belt back, but relatively successful. Moves up to the armpits of the much taller Myo Budani. Pushes him out. Myo Budani on the very outside of the belt, but couldn't do much with it. Ogi no Hana runs away with it, moves to his 9th win. So doing pretty well this basho. Myo Budani will have to wait on that winning record if it ever comes. Their head-to-head now is 5-8 in Myo Budani's favor. But Ogi no Hana brings it a little closer. Well, here's Ogi no Hana's stablemate, Kitano Fuji. 3-9. He's in deep on his Sanyaku debut up against Maedagawa. Well, Kitano Fuji's inside with the left, but Maedagawa, his heel catches the ring and he's able to twist over the younger Dikishi. So Maedagawa moves to 10 wins, a double-digit winning record. Kitano Fuji moves to 10 losses, a double-digit losing record. And this was, in fact, their first time meeting. So, Takasago's resident stout pusher. Beats the rising star from Deiwanoumi stable. Here's Daigo. Sekiwake is stuck up against Kainoyama, who's already got his losing record. Cutting in with the left is Kainoyama, but overwhelming him is Daigo. So Daigo finally gets his Kachikoshi, that's his winning record. Now it's a 7-4 head-to-head between the two following this match in Daigo's favor. So Daigo, with 5 losses already, I mean, it's not exactly the kickstart to an Ozeki run. He's still kind of stalling in that regard, but he's at least saved his rank for this Basho, so should take some pressure off going forward. Alrighty, here's Crouching Tiger Iwakaze. He's already got his Makekoshi, and he is up against Ozeki Yutakayama. It's a 7-2 head-to-head in the Ozeki's favor. Yutakayama's already got 4 losses. He's been well out of the Yusha race for some time, but still a chance for a double-digit winning record. And low, as usual, is Iwakaze. Inside with the left, locking up the arm is Yutakayama. Yutakayama wins Yorikiri, slotting that inside left in, raising up the body of Iwakaze and forcing him out. So Yutakayama, pretty good win. Didn't really have too much of a struggle there. He kind of locked up Iwakaze before he could get in too deep and upset his balance. So Yutakayama moves to 9-4. Not too terrible here. Should be able to kind of cruise through the rest of the Basho in a sense. Kiyokuni, he's on the edge of Makekoshi here. He's on 5-7. Got a tough head-to-head today. It's his first time meeting with Ozeki Kitabayama. And with his fellow Tokitsukaze Ozeki Takayama having secured his win. There's a good omen for today. We'll see if Kiyokuni can push him. And he does just that. He pushes him to the very edge, gets under the armpits, slips inside with the right. But Kitabayama, he's done just the same. He's inside deep with the right. Now they're back in the middle of the ring. The Ozeki has withstood the initial attack. Bit of a leg trip attempt there from Kiyokuni, but Kitabayama ultimately tosses him down. Shitate Nage underarm throw. The Ozeki really showing the value of his experience and his training. He's the top man for a very proud stable. Tokitsukaze under the tutelage of former Yokozuna Futabayama. And Kitabayama moves to 9 wins. Yokozuna Tochinoumi is on 9 wins. If a win today could be double digits on his Yokozuna debut, which would be, I think, commendable enough. And he's up against Yokozuna Kashiwado, who is in the Yusho race, one of our co-leaders. He's 12 straight wins. It's a 7-5 head-to-head in Kashiwado's favor. Relatively close. He's certainly coming in on a lot of good momentum for this bout. We'll see if Tochinoumi can avoid being blasted out too quickly here. He's in low. He's got the middle of the belt and is quickly turned and tossed out by Kashiwado, who locks up the left arm with his right, turns Tochinoumi into the bales, and then shoves him away. Kashiwado moves to a 13th straight win, overpowering the junior Yokozuna, and picking up a nice little stack of prize money there. Kashiwado in the lead, 13 straight. We'll see if his co-leader can stick with him. Getting that tape undone. Here's Taiho. He's on a big winning streak. And he's up against an opponent he's beaten much more often than not, Ozeki Saranoyama, the top man for Deiwanoumi stable. They've had 15 matches. Taiho has won 14 of them. So he shouldn't be too stressed here. Saranoyama, he likes to come out with tsupari, some thrusting, and he works on the belt if he has to. Taiho should be happy to shove him out. Sadanoyama blasts in. He's trying to work his way inside. Taiho's not really having it. Well, now Sadanoyama's inside left. Taiho's outside right. Taiho's also inside deep with the left here. Sadanoyama turns him with that outside right, but not able to toss him down. Now they're back in the middle of the ring. Sadanoyama's in deep with that left. Yotsuzumo, all four hands are on. Sadanoyama tries to throw out Taiho again, but Taiho is firm. He's heavy. He's sticking to the ground here. Yoji makes a tug at Sadanoyama's Sagari, but not loose enough. They're locked up here now. Sadanoyama moves in again, trying to hike up that outside right, but Taiho walks himself back in the middle of the ring. Sadanoyama very aggressive. Attack after attack, but Taiho, he's just too strong. He's just not budging. They're breathing hard now, Sadanoyama especially. I think he's worn himself out a bit here against the Yokozuna. Let's see if he can pull off another throw. Taiho waiting patiently. Sadanoyama, I'm sure eager to at least attack once more before being finished off. It seems very much to me at this point in the match that Taiho is in the driver's seat. Adjusting his footing a bit there. Sadanoyama's breathing hard still. He's in a decent enough position, but none of his throwing seems to be doing much. So probably wonder what he's going to try now. Taiho drops his hips. He's moving Sadanoyama. Sadanoyama, a last-ditch effort with the outside leg trip, but no go. Taiho finishes things yorikiri. That's his 13th straight win this basho. Added that to the 16 wins coming into the basho. That's 29 straight wins. That's the winning streak now for Taiho. Well, 2 days left of the tournament. 2 Yokozuna tied undefeated. Let's see if they can keep up the pace. Thank you for joining me.